He roams the earth in search of cold beer, good tunes, free bud, and the occasional afternoon lap dance. Street urchins cry his name, and this is his story. These are the Thrashman Chronicles.
Thrashman Chronicles down again, once again. Johnny Thrash along with my good friends Evil Ash.
What's up? Yo.
Mr. Mike Hardison. We're podcasting tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. So how's it going, man? How's your week been? It's
been hot. It's been working in the yard past couple of days. It's weekend actually right now, so
yeah.
Don't want to go back to work tomorrow, but it's Friday, so
It's Good Friday.
yeah.
Good Friday. Ash, tattoo artist, cowabunga.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right, brother. So tell me, you have to have. I think I have a good job, but you have a pretty fucking cool job too. And I think every week has to be a little bit entertaining for you, is it?
It's every day is a new experience. There's butts all the time because people want to get their butts. I don't know why. Just you see some crazy stuff, you hear some crazy stuff. It's a new adventure every day. You know.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Yeah.
Never know what to expect.
That's right.
So.
It's no Groundhog Day expected whatsoever. You wake up and everything's a little bit different than it was the day before. And of course, Mr. Mike over here, he's good. He cracks them backs, man. Dude.
I was gonna ask if I could get my butt tattooed by Ash, but now I feel a little awkward about it.
Only if you will give him a back rub.
My butthole, you do the butthole tattoo.
Exit only,
Yeah.
Dude, I got
No
a phone call.
targets.
Hey, y'all, I got a phone call from that chick one afternoon.
Seriously.
The butthole tattoo chick, I did. No shit. Yeah, and she was just, and she sounded so depressed and just like, and I didn't post about her on our website. Our midday girl at the time, Bethany Lee, did, and she calls the buzz line. They got the number, and I answer the phone because it's in the afternoon. It's when I'm on, and she calls me, and I get this phone call, and she's just kind of this real low key depressed girl, and she's like, "Hey, by the way, this Bethany Lee, she doesn't know what she's talking about, blah blah blah," and I'm blindsided
I have no idea
by
what's
this.
going
Yeah,
on,
and I'm
right.
going, whoa,
Right.
what's going on here? And it's like, and it's a few seconds in when I realize what's going on.
Like high on butthole girl tattoo or tattoo butthole
Yeah, it was
girl.
her. Yeah, that's her. That's her.
Yeah.
And but she wouldn't give me any sort of specifics or anything. And I'm like, well, what was wrong? What did she do? She said,
Well, she didn't want her reputation tarnished.
I know, dude. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you this: there was drugs involved. That girl was high as a kite.
had to be.
Like
Imagine getting your asshole tattooed.
I hate getting tattooed. You know what I mean? There's usually some whiskey or some marijuana involved somewhere during that day, but
And that's for an arm.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Meat. There's fucking meat there. It's not your fucking.
Oh, there's
butthole,
been
man.
plenty of meat in her butthole,
Yeah,
too.
getting her rectum drilled on. Oh yeah, no, she was high as a kite in that video. I mean, I'm pretty sure now that she's become famous off of that, she's like, she got a 15 minutes out of it. Now she just regrets the whole decision.
Wishes it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, well, I had that 15 minutes. That 15 minutes ended a long time ago. Now,
It'd be like doing a porno and having your mom see it for the first time. You know what I mean? You're just like, oh my God.
So what was her complaint?
she didn't have one.
No.
Nah, it was just like she didn't. Bethany, my midday girl, didn't know what she was talking about. This and that. She said something about daddy issues. I remember that about the call. But it's like, speak your mind. I'm not gonna censor you.
No
there's
kidding.
there's something going on. Tell us what you think and this and that. But the fact of the matter is, you on camera got your asshole tattooed for the world to see.
But
don't be surprised if people make fun of you for that.
Sorry if we got just a small tidbit of information wrong on that story.
I wonder if she bleached
I think we got the
beforehand.
point, though.
Hey, look, 15 minutes of fame. Cool. Hey, you got it. You got 15 minutes of fame. But it's 2015, and what comes with that 15 minutes of fame?
Apparently, butthole tattoos.
Butthole tattoo.
There's also the
and
eternity
regret.
of being known as that girl.
Butthole tattoo girl. That's your distinction.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a distinction.
Hey, you can cure cancer at this point. That ain't going to change the fact you got your butthole tattooed.
You got your butthole tattooed.
For the world to see.
And you're right. It is 2015, and that stuff doesn't go away.
Nope.
It's not like when we were younger.
Oh, I guess
you just hope people forget about what you just did.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
that
there
stuff
forever.
is that's forever, man.
The worst or the best that could happen would be that someone just took a still photo, a fucking snip of it online, and
Yeah, people are ruthless too, man. As soon as you do anything wrong, you delete that shit, and it's sorry.
Forget it.
That's why
you got to
parties.
snap
People were
that.
taking pictures, man.
Dude, y'all.
Like, hey, man, don't snap pictures, man. Like,
Yeah.
And I mean, how I try to keep things light on this podcast, but how bad is it when you can't say anything in the least bit offensive, even if you're someone who's a comedian? You're gonna offend someone as a comedian. And the backlash, I'm talking about Trevor Noah, you know that. I mean, it's been a big story this week, but I have a bit of empathy or sympathy for him, I should say, just because it's like, look, the guy, he may not have told the most tasteful jokes or the most on-color jokes, but he's trying to tell jokes.
Right.
And I think some people are taking them. You don't take a comedian seriously, and who was it that did the deal the next day on the first that said there is no joke you could tell that couldn't be taken wrong by someone.
Right.
And you look at 15,000 people on Twitter attacking you. That's 15,000 people.
Right.
But let's keep that in the perspective of how many people there are in the world. It looks really bad right there. And
Those are just 15,000 people with no sense of humor.
Yeah, right. I mean, but in the scope of the world, it's easy to go, oh my God, there's 15,000 people attacking this dude and all over him for this. And you go, oh my God, that's bad.
Right.
But in the grand scheme of people in this world and the people that are quiet.
And what's that extrapolate out to?
Well, can you imagine
what's the percentage?
If George Carlin was still alive today and he had Twitter, how many people would be pissed off with everything that he ever says?
Everything.
Everything. Because he doesn't pull no punches. He just goes, or he did, even in his prime, even in his later years, he's going to offend somebody. And I wish that he was on Twitter now, because instead of 15,000 people, it'd be 90 million people or something. You know what I mean? It'd be like the state of New York would be pissed off at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, he already had it happen once with the 7 deadly words, or dirty words.
Yeah.
But
A legendary comedic piece, by the way.
Yeah, that's the way it used to be back in the good days of comedy. Is everything was a joke. It was a joke. It wasn't meant to be offensive. It was a little bit of truth. That's what makes it funny. But, it was a joke. So
Richard Pryor's another one.
Oh, man. And if you can't make fun of yourself, who can you make fun of?
Yeah.
And I think that's still something that's going on with every new school comedian. I mean,
right.
Self-deprecation is part of the gig. And because it allows... They're trying to set themselves up. I'm ripping myself up more than anyone else. Most comedians do, if you notice that. Or they at least take a moment to rip themselves up to let you know that, hey, I rip everyone up.
Right.
This is my job. This is my gig.
I'm a normal dude just like you, except I'm on stage talking about it.
Yeah.
Talking about, how lame we are.
That's what I do. Yeah. And then I'll rip myself up as much as anyone else, and people still don't. They don't get the fact that that's what they do.
He could have stopped short of setting himself on fire, though. Richard Pryor, dude, just set himself on fire.
He was on crack. Come on, crack's a motherfucker, man.
It's a hell of a drug.
He didn't grind no feet on nobody's couch though, so it was all good.
Fuck your couch. Oh man, we're having a good one. Thrashman Chronicles, Ash and Mr. Mike here with me tonight, and new streaming service. We're all in bands, and anyone that listens to the afternoon show knows I do a rock show, and Ash has done rock shows, and Mike plays in a rock band, and we're music guys for years. I mean, that's what you do.
I think I've done music now longer than I didn't do music. You know what I mean? That's how old you're getting.
As it should be.
Yeah, that's when you know you're getting old, when you've done something longer than you didn't do it. You know what I mean? It's like I've been in bands, I guess, 22, 23 years now, and I'm 30.
Yeah. You look good for 30, man.
I do look good. I have a face for radio. Yeah.
But yeah, we all have, man. We're music guys, and I know Ash is a big vinyl guy, as am I. I'm a big physical product guy, I think, as much as anything. Mike, I know.
I like leather. Vinyl, it gets hot in the summertime, and
well, dude, those vinyl ass chaps, I couldn't imagine. Ashless chaps, I couldn't imagine.
Vinyl's making its way back, though, right? I mean, a lot of people
right.
are. Seriously, the records are. It's kind of become a niche thing, right?
Well, it's one of those things now. You can buy a new record, like from a new band, and you can get a digital download for free. So you can play, your record at your house, and then put the digital download on your phone or whatever you got going on, and you get the best of both worlds. I get something I can look at when I'm taking a shit, and I can read.
Right.
And I paid $20 for it versus paying $20 or $10, however it is on iTunes. Mm-hmm. And have nothing to look at. And
yeah.
What if my cloud disappears one day?
Right.
I'm fucked.
Yeah. The good old days, man. That was part of. And man, I'll be honest with you. I'm even part of the problem as far as music sales. I don't buy music nearly like I used to when I was younger because it was kind of a thing to buy the CD or the cassette.
Oh, the cassette. It still is for me. Yeah,
that was way cooler than just getting it off the computer.
Like just a slight high you catch of like unwrapping everything and huffing the plastic and stuff.
Oh, I love the way it smells, dude. Don't get me started on that. Textbooks, school textbooks, college. That was the best part of college. Just smelling the fucking books, man. Oh, they smelled so good. But yeah, I don't know. I know the smell, the feel, the vibe, everything about the physical product, whether it's CD or it's vinyl. Dude, I'm a fucking audiophile, man. I love it. I love streaming, though, dude. Y'all, I'll tell you what. You see my collection over here.
Yes, it's vast.
I think each one of these, I have two of them. I'm trying to paint the picture here for people listening. But I have two different cases, and each one holds about 400 and something CDs, and so we're looking at 800 and something. And
there's also shit stacked on top.
I was about to say, you
see
see the unfiled stuff that my lazy ass hasn't got to yet. So I'm figuring about 1,000 CDs. But you look at that,
and the box of vinyl over there.
Yep. And I can guarantee goddamn to you, everything in that vinyl right there, everything in that is something I love. I wouldn't have bought. I mean, Ash bought me the Clint Eastwood Fistful of Dollars. A soundtrack over here on vinyl earlier, and it's something I really dig. I wouldn't even spend the $2 that I spent for that on something I didn't love, and that's what I love about that vinyl thing. But that's the whole thing. What I was getting at with the CD case over there is it would be about half full if streaming services had existed a decade, 15 years ago.
Earlier, right.
I love streaming services. I love, early 90s, mid 90s, it wasn't far-fetched to sample the music you listened to beforehand, but you had to do it at the record store.
Right.
CD Warehouse was a great example. I love those. I hate that they went under, but times change, man. I mean, this is the record industry, the music industry in general, has changed a lot since the internet. But I still love streaming services. I think they're the best way to discover music. I think they're a very clean, well-curated way. If you go with the right service, you can really find exactly what you're looking for, most of it. And Spotify, I'm a big fan of. Tidal this week launched. Jay-Z and Jack White and a bunch of other people who are so fucking far out of touch from the rest of society expect us to spend twice as much for a service that, to be perfectly honest with you, I went ahead and launched a trial. I mean, why would I get on here and talk about it if I didn't? I want to have an intelligent opinion. I want to have my own opinion about it. And I gave it a sample. I listened to Soundgarden's Super Unknown, the new remastered version.
Right.
I sampled that on both.
Everything on there is high def audio, correct?
It was.
Okay.
And I will give them that. It did sound pretty good. It was louder. It was louder than Spotify because I put the two records next to each other and I played them just to sample that. And I did notice that it was louder, more crisp, I would say, with Tidal. But if you turned up Spotify, you didn't notice the difference as much.
Right.
So I think the volume was as much the difference as anything. So I don't know, and hell, I do know. I'm not going to spend twice as much for Tidal.
Well, it's also one of those things that too with Spotify, you pay what is it, $12 a month?
$10, $9.99, $10.81 by the time the man gets his part.
Tidal, like you said, they're so far removed about what's going on. Like, I haven't been on Tidal yet. I should probably check it out, but I can guarantee you there's probably no like Dead Boys. There's probably no old school punk rock on there. You know, there's got to be some stuff on there that Spotify kind of caters more to. You know what I mean? Like, they seem more of let's kind of give a group of everything. But you know, you've got these elite pop stars that are just like, we want you to be able to stream our music all the time, and like kind of like fuck everybody else. Mm-hmm.
So
you know, like
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too informed about Tidal. I do know that their premise was to basically help the artist. It's giving back to the artists, the people who are a part of recording those albums. Mm-hmm. How does that work? How do they plan on doing that?
I dug into it a little bit. I'm not sure. They were vague about it because Spotify pays you per stream as well, and it doesn't seem unreasonable. I think if you compare it to what you were paid per CD back in the day, which was still ridiculous. Yes, it'll still seem ridiculous. I don't know that there is a streaming service that's gonna make it look like it's an awesome deal for you, unless you look at it from an artist standpoint of exposure.
And on Tidal, every time you pull up a song, I think a Kanye song comes on instead. Yeah. Like,
that's awesome.
A Kanye song pops up and says, you should have downloaded this.
Well, you know, it's
what
also,
were you thinking?
The other thing is, I mean, like Pandora's another really good streaming service, and I like using it. But I think in comparison, it's cool because you can check out some of their stuff. But in a way, compared to Spotify, though, is you can't like single out an entire album to listen to, and that's I think was Pandora's biggest downfall. You can kind of do it by genre or group. But the other thing is though, like, if I want to listen to Obituary on Pandora, sooner or later, fucking Johnny Cash is going to pop up. Like, I don't know if you
who we love,
right?
But you don't want
Johnny
to.
Cash.
Yeah.
When I'm listening to early '90s Florida death metal, I don't want to hear Johnny Cash. You know,
By God.
So I don't know. I mean, there's a time and a place.
No, I get
for
that.
It,
I get that.
You know, it'll throw some off the wall stuff, and like I said, I don't mind it most of the time, but every now and then, man, if want to listen to some Misfits or something like that, I just want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear,
right.
You know, Randy Travis popping up my Misfit station or some shit. You know? Like, I don't nothing against Randy Travis.
How did they tag Randy Travis
exactly.
in that? You know,
he's a misfit. You saw that drunk motherfucker. Yeah. He's awesome,
was a
actually.
Misfit, dude.
It's like, oh my God, what are you?
Man, talking
the
about
downward spiral.
Wow.
You know what though, dude? Hey, by God, you got to pay for your racing, and if you're a celebrity and you dwindle, the world's going to witness that too. They saw your ascent. People want to witness that descent as well, man. They do, sure. Right?
I think after Hank Hill rescued him on King of the Hill, I think it was all downhill from there, man. Near-death experience.
Well, that's always
the pride of Arlen,
that's always
Texas.
the pinnacle of a person's career. You know.
So what getting back to where we'd kind of ventured off a little bit, but the title for all, I think the hashtag was a bit misleading. You know, it came out a couple of days before, and I'm thinking, oh my God, there's a streaming service that's going to be brilliant, and it's going to be for all. What does for all mean?
For all who has 23
what are you going to do
or whatever?
You know, like if you're a new band starting out and you're in like, you play death metal or grindcore or just something more extreme metal or some stuff like that, is Tidal going to be the place for you, or is it better to load yourself up on Spotify and like Bandcamp and stuff like that? I mean, you have more of an artist or more of a range of people that actually listen to that kind of stuff, I believe, on the Bandcamp or Spotify versus, Jay-Z's new service. You know what I mean? Like, you say Jay-Z and metal, those things don't go together to me. They don't,
it doesn't compute. I get you, man.
I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
3 pesos or something, whatever the conversion rate is. I don't know. Francs, something. Marks.
Dollars, man. We got it. Yeah, Jay-Z doesn't do anything small. That's one thing I'll give him. He's very meticulous about what he does. He's where he is for a reason.
Oh, sure. I'm sure he's getting taken care of by Tidal. I mean, I know he bought that.
Yeah. It was a Swedish, I think, service.
Right.
Well, I mean, for what I kind of read, though, they said they were going to, I guess, the money that they make, the $20 subscription fee, they're going to take, like, X amount of that, which is a very negligible amount, to use that to run the company. The rest is going to go back to the artist. But still, like,
I don't know. I don't trust it.
you know, like, somebody's going to be making money somewhere.
Oh, they have to.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, it wouldn't be ludicrous, or it would not make sense to, or be a viable situation to buy this thing. You know what I mean? Like,
and is it ad free? Completely ad free?
Yes. Yeah. Because there's no free option. Typically, if it's ad free, you're paying something.
Right.
And there's no free option like Spotify. I don't think Rhapsody has a free option, but Pandora, obviously, you're going to have to deal with ads. So
well, yeah, they've got
no
it now
ads.
to where on Pandora, because we stream it at the shop a lot, it's basically like every hour you have to say, yeah, you're still listening, but there's no commercials. Unless
Really?
you do like the sponsorship thing, that you listen to commercials.
This is Pandora?
No shit.
But y'all don't have a subscription.
No, we just do the trial version. And it's, you know, I mean, granted, I mean, there's, like I said, you'll get, you know, Obituary and then Johnny Cash going on, but I mean, other than that, I mean, you know, it's background most of the time.
There
anyway.
are two worse bands I could hear in the same set,
Yeah.
but
Nickelback
back to back might be weird. Might be weird. Two big old Nickelback fans here with me tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to the show next Friday.
You'll have
Jack
fun
Set Energy Pavilion, man.
Yeah.
I know about that shit.
One time, Johnny was on the air. He said, "I got some Nickelback
You can
coming
call me
up
John
for
on
you."
here too, by the way.
Yeah, we go way back. He goes, "Yeah, I got a little Nickelback coming up for a friend of mine, Mike Hardison, over there." And I got about 17 text messages.
You're like, son of a bitch.
Nickelback, man.
Yeah.
You got millions of fans, but I don't know one.
Well, they're laughing to the bank, though, man.
They are. I remember they put out that last album, Here and Now. And it was like the first one I think they put out after I became the program director for the Buzz. And they the first single was this song called Bottoms Up. And I remember setting...
Good segue from the tattooed girl.
I know. How did it
The
come?
butt tattoo girl.
I remember hearing
She was
that
listening to that
song.
actually. She was getting tattooed. So
I remember I was just listening to it. Go, come on, you know, it fucking comes on. And I'm looking around, going, "All right, fuck it." Cracking up a little bit. This ain't that bad. Come on, man. Hiding from everyone. But what?
Honestly,
Come
man,
on, man.
as big of a music fan as you are, over the last 40 years, can you remember another band that was commercially successful as they are, that had such the backlash and hatred for that band?
No.
It's
Bon
almost
Jovi,
a-
Bon Jovi couldn't talk. Bon Jovi, I
Oh,
would
no,
think
yeah.
would maybe be, maybe. I mean, we're not even talking about.
But that was almost an envious thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
people didn't like Bon Jovi because they were so famous. And maybe that's what it is with Nickelback. I don't know.
My philosophy, my theory has always been that Nickelback was considered to be a post-grunge band. And they're so far from a post-grunge band.
Oh yeah, I don't.
That's
get
cock
that.
rock.
Yeah,
It's cock rock.
It's late 90s, early 2000s
Yeah,
cock rock.
Cock rock.
Right.
It's cock rock.
Yeah, it's a little smidgen of Van Halen.
Yep. Little
You know,
Motley Crue.
You know, a little bit Motley Crue. Yeah, most part of that just straight
no,
up.
it's cock rock.
Yeah.
Right.
If you look at it like that, I think you give it a little more honest and real look. I think that people, as a result of the grunge movement of the 90s, expected something a little headier, a little more a little more progressive, and they were anything but that. They were as commercial.
And they're from Canada. You know, like,
And that's so opposite of Canada,
Yeah.
by the way.
you give
The
us
whole-
Rush and Neil Young.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
this
I was going to
shit.
say, I mean,
and Shania
exact-
Twain's ass.
Exactly. and anything Canada, you know, and me and Ash are big death metal guys. Cryptopsy, another band out of there that's just fucking unreal, stupid good. But yeah, and out of all the progressive music they did, there's this one band that is as commercially viable and sellable as any ever. I've never seen anything like that.
yeah, it's strange. You know, I'm not a fan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
But
think
you know every one of the songs words, right?
Oh, you
have
know it.
to.
I mean,
Well-
yeah, dude, it's impossible not to, even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I think the issue that I've always had with them is, you know, they had that what was it, Silver Side Up, or one of their
That
first
was one of
couple
their
albums.
one of their early albums.
You know,
yeah.
I don't know
which one had Leader of Men. There was a song called Leader of Men.
That was one. That was
and
a very,
I totally
very
dug that song.
I like
man.
that song too. I honestly do. I will say that.
And then it was almost like the whole Godsmack or Disturbed thing, where it was like, man, I kind of dig these guys. Oh wait, every album sounds exactly the same.
And then 9/11 happened, and then it just kind of.
And everybody's got it. Yeah, and everybody's got
always
their own different
9/11.
thing. Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand that. It's just like, okay, we got a formula. We got to keep delivering on that formula.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Now, I was crazy because Leader of Men was kind of one of their songs. I was like, oh, it's not bad, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if people looked past, didn't try to take them seriously, I think they wouldn't be as hated as they are. I think that they came at a time when everyone really took everything very seriously.
Sure.
And you're not going to measure up to those bands, those 90s bands, man, dude. I mean, guys like us that love Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots.
You can't fuck with Soundgarden.
Soundgarden, like Alice in Chains, baby.
Soundgarden doesn't even count.
No, I know.
They're a metal band. I mean, about
Yeah.
that close to being a metal band.
Yeah, but you know, and it's fucking it's unfathomable for someone who was a kid in 1993. I mean, when I say kid, I mean 3-4 years old, to understand just how big that scene is and how serious that music
And influential.
Oh my
it's
God.
crazy influential.
Rock Renaissance. I swear, I'll go down holding that flag. Mike, you and I are the same way. We've had that argument with people saying, you know what? No, hey, Soundgarden isn't nearly as massive as Led Zeppelin,
Right.
but can you not say that a band like Soundgarden is just game changing, influential in their own thing category?
Right. But like a Zeppelin, completely timeless. I mean, Soundgarden,
Yes, dude,
you still
it's
listen to
Super
Super
Unknown's
Unknown
fucking
today?
bad.
Holy shit. If it came out
20
today,
years later.
it's a badass album.
20 years later, who can say that? How many bands can say that? Let's think back to 95 now. You got Pantera, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, any of the grunge bands,
Right.
obviously. The last Nirvana album, In Utero, came out in 94.
Golly. Has it been that long?
21 years almost. But you think back, that boy. And I've tried not to make this podcast a music
No,
fan.
no, it's totally
But
cool.
it would be so weird if I didn't
Right.
talk about rock with another former rock jock and tattoo artist and a rock drummer. I mean, we're gonna talk about rock.
Funny thing,
It's gonna
like
happen, you know.
Soundgarden, as y'all know, my band doesn't play a lot of cover tunes, but every band that I've had for like the last 3 or 4 bands, limited cover tunes, always had a Soundgarden tune. We did My Way.
Who sang those two, man?
Credit to whoever could pull that off,
My
right?
God, right?
So, yeah, man, they're timeless, dude. Chris Cornell is ridiculous.
He's the man. Doing stuff with Zach Brown now. I like it.
Yeah,
too.
man, I totally freaked out when I was driving down the road and I heard you say, I never thought I'd say this. Got Zach Brown coming up the top of the hour.
And it's
Thought I was on the
good.
wrong channel.
And it's good.
It's really good, yeah. But by the way, did you hear him with, Dave Grohl and those guys doing
the Grohl sessions? Yeah.
Sabbath? Man, that was awesome. That
You
was
watching
really
the Sonic
cool.
Highways?
Oh yeah. I've seen like 3-4 versions only because I had free HBO weekends.
Man, I've got them all on flash drive if you want them.
I want
The
them
Sonic
all.
Highways. Yeah,
Fucking
they're awesome.
A.
They're awesome.
Brother.
Have you seen them all?
I've seen a few. The one in Louisiana was really cool.
Right.
They're talking about Dr. John. I'm a pretty big Dr. John fan. Cool. I mean, he does his own thing, but I'm big on it. I watched the New Orleans one, and then I watched. They were somewhere out in California. I can't remember
It's
where.
LA, I think. SoCal. They were in SoCal.
Yeah.
One of the
Did you read the article about the guy who like totally went off on Dave Grohl and Sonic Highways and how it was just basically processed eccentric BS?
I did not.
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
And I thought,
didn't.
man, who the hell just sits and talks shit about Dave Grohl?
He
Like
just needs to go back to his bedroom, start
Yeah.
masturbating with his tears again.
Yeah, some envious motherfucker.
You're right. He knows nothing about music.
No, nothing. And I'm glad there's a dude like that, by the way, flying the flag of rock and roll. And metal, for that matter. He did a metal record. and he just thinks that Lemmy is God.
Right.
And
As he should. I mean, because Lemmy is God.
Because yes, and that's that. I'm glad there's that dude out there supporting that notion.
Man, is there another rock band? Really? I mean, no joke. Is there another rock band? There's very few bands that just you ask what genre do they fit in, and they're just rock and roll. You know, everything's some sort of metal. You know,
or some sort of like post-punk or
right.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, the Foo Fighters, they're just rock and roll.
Rock, man.
You know?
As it should be.
As it should be. Yeah. Good old American rock.
Yeah, but you know what, though, man? Like, I think this whole, like, categorizing stuff has just become how you, like, try to identify yourself. Like, I'm post-grunge, female battlecore Ovarian opera.
Well, you gotta have a niche, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, shout out to my old friend Eric Walker. When we were in a band called Carp, we had We had a two disc CD that came out, and one was a little metalish, but we didn't really know what to call it, so it was called Something Core because we had no idea. So it was just
at least you knew it was cool.
It was Core.
Oh, Core. I'm sorry.
Apple Core. Apple Core. Didn't make the cut, so yeah. There's all these sub genres now. You know, it's like you can't be original. You have to have a genre to fit in.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's weird now.
Rock.
Man, but I'm a big fan of the punk and roll though, which it's kind of a weird kind of thing, but punk and roll.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, just like punk rock with more like social distortion kind of stuff. I wouldn't just call like.
See, I would call that cowpunktree.
Yeah,
Punkabilly.
Rockabilly. You know, I mean, it's just.
Dude, what couldn't you call it, I guess, if you really wanted to?
Yeah,
so, I get you, bud.
Well, it's one of those things. It's kind of how they say, what is it? Oh crap! How I guess like horror punk is a derivative of like you've heard of necro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like I guess like a derivative of like some kind of like not gangster rap, like hardcore like death rap. Like they say like punk rock spawned that kind of shit or vice versa. It's just fucking like like it's just weird shit, man.
It's not pig squealing.
It's not,
what's the pig squealing? Yeah,
I can't do
Sorry,
it.
man. They lost me on that one. I'm getting old.
Hey, and I do death metal vocals and pig squeals. Lost me, so
John. Man, we go way back, and you're a whole lot more diverse in music than even I am, and I think I like most everything. But I'm even to the point now where I'm saying shit my dad said. You know, like what the
Your dad was a music snob?
Yeah, my dad. You know, he goes way back in,
Your dad's
bands.
good.
I think that we can all agree that EDM just sucks dicks. And lots of dicks. There's like a line of them, and it's the second one right now, and there's like still like 1,000 of them to go. Like, it's horrible. You know, I think I'll be 31 this year, but I think it's because I love drugs, you know, but like there's not enough drugs for me to enjoy that kind of music, you know, like.
And that's the expectation. Is that you take drugs and love it.
Yeah, like maybe it's because I'm not 22 and I don't want to do like a bunch of lines of cocaine anymore, like but like I don't know, like I just don't get it, like and it's another thing too. It's just like you sit here and program 4 hours of music in your bedroom, and then you walk up and act like you're doing shit for 4 fucking hours when you're at the club. I know you ain't doing shit. You're just trying to act like you're doing shit, man. Like. You're there with your boys drinking beer, but nope, you're just over here with the headphones and
nope.
And it's one of those things though too, man. Like anybody today with like a MacBook and a PA system can be a DJ. There's no
fucking A, man. No doubt.
There's no hauling like thousands and thousands of pounds of records around or like fucking CDs anymore. It's just I got my MacBook, let's go. You know, it's
man,
like
the greatest parody ever. Did you see the Saturday Night Live parody of the DJ? And how everyone at the club was like there for the DJ, you know, and every time he was
bitches actually
that happens, right?
This was hilarious too because it was like it showed the DJ up in the booth, and everyone's like, oh, he's about to do it, and he's like got this button that's like drop the bass button, you know, and he'll like pretend like he's gonna hit it, and they get all excited, and it's just ridiculous how truthful it really is about how people are all into this artist, this DJ artist, when he's spinning other people's music, and I just don't get it.
I don't either, and I'm a DJ.
Well, different kind of DJ. Yeah. And mad props to the good ones out there.
The ones that's their show.
Yeah,
it's all well put together,
right.
And it's choreographed, and everything is done well. They work hard at what they do.
Sure, they do.
No doubt. They put on a good show for people. But yeah, it's still someone else's music, and then at the end of the day, if you're not the motherfucker creating it, then by God,
right.
You can't get this.
That's our 2 cents.
So that's reflux.
You gonna wipe that up?
By God.
Taco Bell and Modelo, man.
Damn right, man. We drink beer here every Thursday night and then do other things too. It is the Thrashman Chronicles. I'm Johnny Thrash, and along with me, Mr. Mike and Mr. Evil Ash, and we're having fun tonight. And
we are having fun,
dude. Y'all, what do y'all think about that Uber shit?
Which the
Uber
the cab
app,
guy that,
yeah,
the cab guy they got yelled at in New York, that guy, or
no, just Uber in general.
So
getting a ride from someone through an app, some person who nobody knows.
I'll tell you what, man. We were down in Austin, probably 6 months ago, and we were out with my wife's sister and her family and stuff. We were clubbing, and they're real big into whatever's kind of hip, new, you know. And they wanted to use Uber because they use it quite often. I thought it sounded a little sketchy, you know.
Oh, fucking A.
As if taxi drivers aren't sketchy. You know what I mean? So
some fucking douchebag.
So they get on their phone and they, click on a couple of buttons, and all of a sudden this dude pulls up in like a clean ass, like nice car, picks us up, takes us right to where we're going. It was way better than a taxi. Way better.
Probably smelled a lot better too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it'd be kind of like, I'm kind of wondering what would happen if you like, hey, we got 15 of us here. Like, is there some guy that's going to like pull up on a quad cab dually? Like, y'all just hop in the back there, and just like, let's go, Like, is that going to happen eventually sometime?
Maybe an RV.
Yeah.
Just pull up with an RV. That would be $315.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way,
nobody specified, man.
I think for the people that are doing it, I think if you can get your hustle on, more power to you. If you can make some money off this deal, but it's going to happen. Something's going to happen 6-8 months down the road where somebody tried to sexually assault somebody or take him somewhere, or some crazy shit's going to happen.
Well, I've got something for you,
What's
friend.
up? I'm listening.
Let's hear it.
A couple of days ago, actually, last Thursday, a woman in Denver took an Uber to the airport. And the driver, she hasn't been identified, but the driver was a 51-year-old guy by the name of Gerald Montgomery.
Oh, Jerry.
And after he dropped her off, he went back to her house to rob it. He didn't realize she had a roommate. Roommate saw what was going on and this and that, and he took off when he saw her. Now, the woman he took to the airport was able to grab a screenshot of his photo from the receipt. So the cops caught him in this and that. He admitted to it, and they're trying to figure out if he did more. But you just said the key words right there, because it's like, how long until this happens?
Hey, look, man, that guy was a prior taxi driver, and he was so tired of everyone screwing him over that he just became an Uber driver and started screwing other people over. Taxi guys have been getting robbed for years, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this one bad apple does this. I mean, is that really a dirty mark on Uber, you think? I mean,
I do.
You think
I don't think it's safe, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a fan of it. I just wonder till the guy. I wonder.
Well, I'm in my car here tonight.
I mean, when does the dude with the 45 and the shovel show up?
Yeah.
You know.
So here's the deal, though. When you get on Uber, from my limited knowledge about anything technological past, cassettes, when
you're that far.
When you get on the Uber app and you put in all your information, it knows who's picking you up, and it knows who you are, and it knows, that entire transaction.
You know so much more than I did.
Yeah, so
And I want to apologize to everyone for not knowing
I only
that much
know it
about
because I was forced to use it one time. So, but yeah, they know that whole transaction. It's not like you're calling that person and they're coming to pick you up. You get on an app, you put in, it'll actually show you where the Uber drivers are close to you, which to me, that's the cool thing about it, is if you've ever been to Austin or Dallas and waited for a cab, dude, it's sometimes 45 minutes and you're sitting there waiting on a taxi, right? Well, with the way Uber works, at least like I said, like my limited knowledge is, you kind of look on this little map and it'll show you the closest Uber driver. You click on their icon, you put in your credit card information and whatnot, they come and pick you up. So they're real close by.
You know, I mean, it's also kind of one of those things though too. Like, was that guy, like, was he actually a straight shooter? Like, did he have any kind of criminal past or anything like that? Was it just kind of one of those kind of desperate? Or, I mean, like, was it like a desperate idiot kind of like mistake, or was it just like he knew that this lady was out of town and he was just gonna rip her ass off? You know what I mean? Because I mean, I wouldn't say like going to salesman shit's a bad mistake, but what if he had like medical bills or some shit like that he's trying to get taken care of? You know what I mean? Like,
why's it got to be medical bills?
I mean, hey man, you know, or some shit. You know, maybe it's
Medical marijuana.
Yeah,
Well, he was needing money for
Ash hates Obama, man. It's like these medical bills and shit.
Yeah,
and
man.
afford his Obamacare.
Well,
Hey man,
bullshit.
Hey, man, we got cheap gas now, so he did something right.
yeah, that was Obama. Obama's the reason we have cheap gas. You're right.
Yeah.
No doubt. I don't know.
Taco Bell's the reason I have cheap gas.
Yeah, well, anything fried, really. I mean,
fucking light that shit, man. But I don't know. I think to me, I never saw it as a real. I was never comfortable at the thought of using Uber. Just me.
Are you comfortable with the thought of using a taxi?
More.
I mean,
so,
they're smelly.
They are
Smelly.
yeah, people have puked in the back of those things. I mean, there's
Hell,
probably,
they
there's
fuck
probably
in the
some,
back of
There's probably some. Yeah, there's also
Not
some bodily fluid.
confessions.
Yeah,
they're not puking.
Oh yeah, they're puking from something.
They're gagging, but they're not throwing up.
You know, and you know, I'm probably being the dude that is way behind and not accepting the change that is ultimately going to happen. So you made a good point that you know, do you trust a taxi? Nah, anybody could drive a taxi, but I like the fact that there's human interaction with a taxi service, the people that hire the person who drives the taxi.
Sure.
Other than someone saying, okay, check the correct boxes and you can be one of our drivers, you know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what kind of vetting they do on there.
And I don't know either. Yeah. So yeah, I've always been a little sketchy about that, and I've always thought, well, it's just a matter of time till something really bad happens in relation to an Uber driver, and it did. So
on the application process, they're like, I can't drop anyone off within 300 yards of a school.
You also, you also think about it too.
What?
I mean, how many people in like someone in a position of power have abused their power? I mean, there's been police officers out there who've like arrested people and fucking took them out fucking to some country road and raped them and left them for dead. You know what I mean? Like taxi cab people have done it. I mean, it's as long as there's been some sort of service or some form of authority figure involved, people have abused that shit since the dawn of time. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to stick up for the guy from Uber, but I'm just saying like it's happened in other fields of everything. Like dentists that, you know, fucking put their patients to sleep and molest them when they're asleep. You know what I mean? Like it happens. I mean, at least this guy went and robbed somebody's house and sexually assaulted somebody.
Well, at least that dentist spent years in school.
I
mean, I'll give him that. I mean, it's not that a cold-hearted, calculated, killing douchebag couldn't spend years in school. So don't take it like that. You know? But I wonder how well those people are vetted and do you really trust it? I mean, you should probably. A trusting person would probably. Or should, I guess.
Man, you know, if we were in a city in the middle of the night drunk, we would hitchhike. So Uber's probably the least of our problems.
This is no shit. Yeah. Like I said, man, I use that shit. I'll end up with somebody with a shovel and a 45. Just oh, yeah. Oh, cool, man. I've been waiting for you my whole life.
Oh, you pulled up in this sweet hearse or this van with no windows. Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. Let's get
Seems legit.
Party van.
Yeah. One of the great things about the internet, I'll tell you the other fucking great thing about the internet is the fact that there is no shortage of hot half-naked ladies or naked ladies on online, man. And
I was not aware of this.
No, I know you wouldn't be. You couldn't possibly be, but at some point you will understand.
Well,
man.
Butthole Tattoo Girl had no pants on. I mean, so there's at least one, right?
Yeah, man, dude. Just just that thing was fired out there like the burning sun, man. It looked like the fucking sun had just risen from the east, and it's
I wonder if she needed a donut to sit on for the next couple of days, like one of those blow up donuts.
Oh, hell, I imagine she should have. But no, porno.
They give her the sheet afterwards. After she got the tattoo on her butthole, like, okay, don't let it get exposed to the sun much, and
Wash it,
tap it dry.
wash it 5 times a day. Make sure and put Vaseline on it, and don't peel the scab.
Yeah. Oh,
But
man.
though. But how many people watched that movie though? How many people watched it? Dude, how many dudes watch it just to watch a chick with her fucking panties around her knees, bent over?
Well,
it's the internet,
there's a whole
right?
lot more videos with girls with their panties around their knees that aren't getting their.
But
butthole
how many
tattooed.
people wouldn't do it anyway?
Well, those people
You
usually
say, she's getting her asshole tattooed.
Yeah.
Did you see them?
Would you watch it? Her arm was getting tattooed. Hot chick gets her arm tattooed. How
I might watch it for a minute. Maybe I might click on it just because. I mean, maybe she's got a nice rack.
That is your trade, though.
No, I would have seen.
You'd watch somebody get tattooed on their
she got a nice
fucking
rack, man. Like, I like boobs.
She got tattooed on her calf. Oh yeah, cool, man. I want to say, that wasn't great, but I could do better. But
in the classifications of guys, like boob guy, butt guy,
vagina guy,
butthole guy is not. I don't fall in that category really. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
They suck.
Did you see the most recent chick? This is borderline over the top. The chick who had the butthole mold.
Oh, they made it
chocolate.
Yes. No, that was something they did in England, I think.
Yeah. Well,
does that chocolate melt in your mouth and not in your hand? How does that work? I mean, like.
Nasty.
I know.
The worst kind of chocolate, too.
Yeah.
It's a bit nutty.
Yeah.
You just ruined this podcast. I'm stopping it now.
Yeah, we're going home.
But no, actually, that's a perfect seg into another subject that we had tonight. It was a Scooter's coffee shop employee that had accidentally clicked on a spam link Sunday afternoon, and for nearly the next 24 hours, pornographic images flooded their Facebook page, which was normally the home to the typical, mochas and whatnot.
Was it like
accidentally?
Was it the porn without porn pictures, or was it like hardcore kind of stuff? I mean,
it was, dude.
Most of that stuff
it was just wangs and tangs, man.
Yeah, was it? I mean, was it like donkeys and tentacles, or just more like straight up like
No, tame stuff compared to what?
Like, you can watch Fox or USA on a good night and see half that stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's
2015, man.
What's up? Just start educating your kids a little bit early, man. They're gonna. They're going to hear about it in the playground before you even start talking about it, So
the people who saw that and had just been there in the last 24 hours
turned around and went back to
yeah, they were like
whipping a Yui, man. Like
the double mocha latte is special today.
Oh,
as it should be, right?
Thank you.
But yeah, I think the most entertaining part of the story is the fact that it says that an employee accidentally. Yeah. Oh, I mean, dude.
You know how many times
I've accidentally
gotten caught?
Yeah. I've accidentally not clicked the wrong button on a licensing agreement. I've accidentally left the oven on when I left the house.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew what I was getting into, and it's just like 18 and up plus, wangdangsweetpoontang.com,
Never once accidentally.
That sounds like an awesome site, man.
Yeah.
You're going to write this down.
But I don't know. Was it a topless bikini bar, or was it a bikini bar? Was it one of those kind of things, or was it just a regular coffee shop?
Oh, it looks like a regular coffee shop.
I was going to say, because it was one of those topless bikini bars. There was some crazy shit going on.
Well, I did send you the link to this, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Don't fucking read it, Ash.
I read sometimes.
I'm not doing anything to help you out.
No. I only like to read stuff that's got lots of pictures and lots of moving pictures.
It had not a fucking one, but it's okay.
You know, somebody needs to tell that kid that there's time to lean, there's time to clean. Obviously,
God!
they were a little slow, and
I know.
He's
I'm
over
trying
there
to make it in this world.
Well, he was cleaning something.
Yeah, he was. At least moisturizing it, if not cleaning it.
It's dry out today. I got to moisturize my whole body.
My God, you'd think it would be moisturized by now, but you'd be wrong.
Right, you know?
Yeah.
This motherfucker
Dead
needs it. Speaking of moisturizing penises, there's a church. There's a church, of course, in San Francisco. You'll see this one. The Temple of Priapus. All church members worship members. They're pagans, as you would imagine, and they worship Priapus, the Greek god of fertility and the son of Dionysus and Aphrodite, whatever.
Yeah, like have a penis hanging around their neck.
I don't know. It's awesome though. They worship dicks, and there's actually a DVD, a documentary called The Dickumentary. This is not even joking.
The Dickumentary.
The Dickumentary. It's coming out. Actually, it just came out on March 31st. And their whole thing is, well, cultures have worshipped it and circumcised it. So, you know, and men have always sought to make it larger. So, you know.
So they worship the penis, is what you're saying.
Because they have nothing else to worship, obviously. I mean, personally, as a man who is pursuing certain carnal natures, I would probably worship anything other than a dick. Vagina, maybe tits, whatever. But
I'm fond of my own penis.
Well, you should be.
Yeah, you know. But,
It's a very, very
but
not a well-known fact here, but they've done a documentary on me before.
Oh, this has been some shit.
In the industry, it's known as a film short.
it was.
I don't know what that meant.
It was the novella of films. 32 pages long. I don't know. I get it, man. Like, I'm 31 or about to be 31. Like, I still think that dicks are funny. They're just like farts, man. Like, you know.
Would you worship your dick?
I
mean, seriously.
I'm 41. I still blush at the word dick, man. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, like, there's stranger
You're
shit.
42, man.
Yeah,
41. Thank you. I got 4 more
I
months.
just turned 42.
Yeah, you're older than me.
Yeah. I don't know. Stranger things.
I
have
wanted
happened.
to rip you for lying about your age, man.
Well, he did earlier when he said he was
be a
30.
dick.
Like,
You're not 41. You're 42 like me.
Same year, same birth year. We're all 42.
you know.
So back to the documentary. Do they is it like is there some sort of like, cross
I don't know. I would imagine it's a big old magic mushroom.
It's either gonna be a flaccid one or like a big old veiny bastard. Like
it should be a virile,
Yeah.
big, hard, erect, just massive, ready to impregnate nations.
yeah.
Yeah, how do balls feel about this? I feel like they're kind of getting the
Well, and the
short
balls
end of the
and the
stick.
balls are where it's all at, man. The balls are where it's all at. So you're right, man. They should be. They should be.
There's twice as many of them.
Well, I could probably guarantee you this though too. There's probably some like, I don't want to say feminist group, but there's probably someone out there like in California that is the exact same kind of this church, but it's just worshiping the vagina. You know what I mean? Like they're like a bunch.
I'm looking for it
Yeah,
because
they're-
I'd actually hear their case.
They're like a bunch of Amazons or some shit going on out there. You know, like death by snoo is like fucking capital punishment out there or some shit. But I don't know. I mean, it could happen. You know, I mean,
The assembly of labia.
People are Jedis now and worship Cthulhu. I mean, at this point, anything's fucking possible, right? So,
I guess.
But I ain't gonna worship a fucking penis,
Yeah.
man.
No, I'm not even that impressed with mine. I'm not going to worship somebody else's.
That's a nice cock, by the way.
Thank you.
wake up in the morning like, oh, damn it again.
That's fucking worth worshiping, man. That's a big old fucking schlong you got there, man. I
What
mean,
do you have to be the deity of that church? I mean,
Tripping over your own
John
dick is
Holmes,
actually-
or I mean,
yeah, apparently John Holmes, man, he would be It would be the Lord. I don't want.
You got to be careful what you say there. Yeah. As it hasn't become sacrilegious enough.
I'm trying not to. Right?
Turn to the book of John Holmes.
Yeah.
No. We're going to be excommunicated.
Yeah. And so saith.
Yeah. I guess it was worth it, man.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to hear about
We had
this.
fun here, yeah. Just don't share it with anybody else.
Don't tell your mother.
But I mean,
I'd like to apologize right now to my pastor.
what's supposed to happen?
Dude, if your pastor's listening to this, you have a pretty rad pastor.
He is the coolest, man. He is the coolest.
Dude.
Shout out to Jim. Yeah, he's awesome.
Colonial, right?
Right.
Yeah, right.
So my other rock and roll gig.
Right? That's awesome, man. Yeah, dude, and like he said, if he's listening, then all right, cool, man.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Otherwise, you're fucking gone.
I'm not passing no judgment, Mike, but
Dude,
Yeah.
you're
Actually, if he's gotten through the first 30 minutes of it and heard that, that's really cool.
You're just
because,
like-
yeah, that's
slow clap.
yeah, seriously. Kudos to him. What else you got?
Well, man, I was I read this story about what I think could possibly be the baddest block party of all time. You see, in Indonesia, which is known for growing weed and Thai stick and hemp and just whatever, yeah, all of the natural stuff that will get you high.
All right.
Well, there was a town over there, let's see, Tangerang, and it's west of the capital city there of Jakarta. And police there, they confiscated 3.3 tons.
Holy.
Tons of marijuana. I mean,
That's like a Nate Newton van load.
I mean, dude. That's one run. Oh my God. I mean, if you're only gonna if you're gonna make the run, you might as well
make it count. If you're going to go to jail for 1 pound versus 300 pounds, I mean, it's
once it hits that $10,00001 mark, you just load it up.
Matter.
3.3 tons.
Tons of marijuana.
What is that? That's like 7,000
Let's
pounds?
see, you
That's
figure
about a year's worth.
Not that I have any knowledge of this, but you figure a quarter ounce of regular, excuse me, $25.
I have no idea.
Math.
$100. Yeah. I'm struggling over here. Yeah. But no, $100.
When your best math is in kilos,
yeah.
You're a pothead. Because we're going to the metric system.
But there's a lot of weed, and they burned it all, and the whole town got high. They hooked them up, man. What?
Burned it in
Just
town.
go inside. Yeah, they burned it, and the people, the residents.
Did they at least make them gather all inside a barn first so they could hotbox it so it didn't
They
get all...
should have.
If
they'd have been like, hey, look here, man, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And if you're down, you need to get over here.
Clothes are optional at this point.
and later on, chances are they won't even be.
Yeah.
That won't even be an option.
Bring some food, too, because you're hungry.
My favorite thing about that story, though, John, was when they interviewed people from the town, you could obviously tell it wasn't anywhere in the United States because the things that they were saying was like, I got a headache because I wasn't wearing a mask, or another guy's.
Yeah. They're going, I got a headache because there was weed and I'm just going to take it down, but it's definitely.
People in the United States would be like, damn, I didn't have a mask.
I could have really hotboxed it and took it in.
Yeah.
My God.
Bastards.
Dude, if you're not just going all out, man, why go at all? So.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Just once, just say you lived it. It'd be like Burning Man with all the naked dudes, pretty much.
They gonna tell. Well,
I've never been to Burning Man. I heard just a bunch of naked dudes.
I
there.
just have to hear about the Burning Man because I know at this point my good friend over here knows more about Burning Man, and I want to hear some more about Burning Man. Come
know
on, man.
I only see what I know on Reno 911. I know that Jim Dangle hangs out there, and there's a bunch of dudes in short shorts.
Booty shorts.
Because you should get all of your pop culture from Reno 911.
Yeah. Comedy Central in general, right?
Exactly.
That's just in a Burning Man. I mean, there's something light on fire. I mean,
something hipsters do, right?
Fucking
hipsters, man. Fuck them.
He just shaved his mustache off.
Hipsters, hipsters make me want to listen to mainstream music.
Hey, this podcast isn't famous yet, so hipsters may be into it.
It's not going to be famous ever, I think.
After this week, it's just...
No, they were into it for last week, but this week now that's actually been heard.
Too much.
It's
too much.
There were 50 people heard it.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the Thrashman Chronicles, y'all. I have Jordan Ash Pulley. I like to call him Evil Ash, one of my brothers, and another one of my brothers, Mr. Mike Hardison. Man, it has been a lot of fun, y'all. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for
having us.
having
This is such a cool thing to have, man.
We're going to do it many more times.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I said next time we just get 10-point beer and just like smash a couple of them and do this.
Is it all right if Ash and I show up without microphones next week, every week, and just be like a peanut gallery to whoever your guests are?
And just be like, you suck, dude.
Yeah.
I should be here every week at this moment in time.
Yeah.
I would support that, actually.
All right, we're here.
I love competition.
We're here.
I'm a capitalist, man.
Oh, there's money involved in this?
Well, I'm getting paid.
I hope so at some point.
Hey, we got to talk, man.
Dude, we had fun. It's a Thrashman Chronicles. We are out.
Hey, peace.
Later and stuff.